big body kick again.
Oh, every word. Warrior's voice will be heard. Whoa. That's right.
Yes, sir. We are back. This is the Warriors Voices Friday, 12 p.m. and we're here every freaking Friday. And this is episode 29. I know the episode this week. It is 29. We're on 29. You know what's crazy is I went and looked. Listen, I know y'all probably like the thumbnail guy is a little slow. The thumbnail guy is me, guys. All right. I'm a little slow. So if you go and look, it's like 4 episodes that have like the same episode number. So don't worry about it. We'll fix that. I'll fix it out. But yeah, we're episode 29. Yeah. We're episode 29. We're not here for math. We're here for MMA, baby. That's the only M's we want to talk about. And millions if you want to give us some, because we're all open to taking that. But we're going to get this shit started off. Episode 29. Like I said, this show is brought to you by Brave Browser and Karate Combat. I got my beautiful co-host with me today. I got Mallory Woods to the, I don't know if that's the left or the right of me, but he's right there beside me. Under me, I got my man, Mac Tyson. And then to the side of him, I got my boy MMA Pickers, the best pickers in the land. And we got a good show for y'all today. I am fresh back from Miami. Miami was definitely a sight to see. 314 was absolutely amazing. I got to see my man Volk. We're going to talk about that in a second. That was beautiful. That was a beautiful sight. I think, honestly, man, I have one more on my list, and we all know who it is. And honestly, I think I might be real close to getting to that. Seeing that John fight, but you know that's like the last on my list. If I could get that, I'll be complete.
One more chance, bro.
Yeah, I think I got one more chance for this, man. I got one more swing at it, man. I might go for broke for it, man. Like honestly, I might pull out everything, sell it all just to go see him. But how I want to do a spin around the table real quick, man. How y'all feeling today? What's going on? Anything new from any of my co-hosts? Take it away.
Happy Good Friday is you know,
yeah.
It is that
yeah,
what
no,
it is.
no meat today.
No meat today. Fish is good though, right? Because that's what I'm about.
Yeah, fish is
right,
technically not a meat.
Okay, hey, well, that's what I'll be down on right after the show. So you know, good stuff. We got I like the topic list we got. So hey, let's do it.
Yeah. My boy Pickers looking clean down there.
Still coming off a nice 6-day bender after I watched that. Let's go.
6 days. Can you imagine?
6-day bender would be insane. But hey, man, it is a reason to celebrate. I mean, sometimes, man, you get what's coming to you. Mac, how you feeling, baby?
I'm feeling great. Just very excited for this upcoming Karate Combat card.
Yeah.
Very looking forward to this Kyoji Horiguchi coming back to the UFC.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot.
Hey,
There's a lot going on. Yeah,
that was your best call of the year, Matt. You called that so long ago.
Yeah, I gotta figure out what episode that was, bro. My boy called that. Yeah, it had to be like 5-6 episodes ago, bro. He said that shit. But yeah, man, we're gonna get into that too. And I definitely want to hear some of your opinions on this Karate Combat prelims. We're gonna get into that today. We'll be talking about the prelims next week. We'll be talking about the main card to get y'all up to speed on some of these newer debutantes to Karate Combat and some of the returning guys that we got. But before we get into that, like I said, UFC 314 just happened, baby. And guess what? The king is back. And I would play the music if they wouldn't copyright me. So I'm gonna sing it a little bit. I was about
I like this version better.
I was about 6 tequila shots in by the time that song hit, and I tell you, let me see if I can find the video on my story. I literally posted.
I know how to party, bro.
Huh?
I said them Kiwis know how to party,
bro.
Yes,
man. Listen, dude, I had a fucking ball. That was honestly like I've seen a lot of shit, like I said, like, but that one was a good one for me, man. Look, here it is, right here. I was fucked up. Hey, look, bro, that's pure joy, bro.
And that's on the walkout.
You can hear it. Yeah, that's the walkout. That's
the walkout alone.
I've been waiting so long to see that person, bro. So yeah, man, my boy came out. A formidable opponent, Diego Lopez, fucking champ, fought to the end and was really trying to get it done in that last round and almost got him too, bro. I was Oh my God, bro. Let me tell you something, bro. I almost shit my pants at my seat, bro. When Volk got dropped, bro, in that round, bro. I almost lost. I was like, no. I started seeing flashbacks. Yeah. He got dropped he got dropped good once. And he kind of recovered really quick too. Like I actually have a video of it on my phone when he got dropped. He recovers.
He
really
lost
quick.
that round.
Yeah, he lost that round for sure. He lost that round for sure. But he recovered really quick. And then another time he got dropped a little bit. But bro, I just started having flashbacks, PTSD, Ilya Taporia, Islam, Makhachev. I start hearing Russian and fucking Georgian and Spanish shit in my ear, bro. I don't know, man. Matador music and shit, bro. I started freaking out. But Volk pulled through. He got his fucking belt back. We don't have to worry about Ilya no more. Ilya's up there where he's got to worry about the boogeyman up there. You know what I'm saying? And
you deal with your own boogeyman.
Yeah, but the king is back. You know what I'm saying? The Aussie is back at the top.
And,
you know what I'm saying?
And I agree with that statement about the king being back, because even though he has that loss to Topuria, I'd say he's still in that air. Like the question of the greatest featherweight of all time is either Aldo or Volk, and the loss to McGregor and the loss to Topuria doesn't take away from that, because they're moving up. They didn't solidify themselves as the GOATs of that division. They haven't had the body of work that Volk and Aldo have. So those are the two that are in the discussion, in my opinion, even though they have losses to those fighters.
100%. Yeah, bro. Volk. Listen, in my opinion, Volk's the GOAT of that division. You know what I mean? Like the 10-year. How long he's did it, the opponents he fought, and he didn't pick. He wasn't picking and choosy either. They're like, hey, fight Islam, a weight class up, short notice. All right, I got y'all. You know what I mean?
Hey, Volk, I know you're drinking in the audience right now, but we need a last minute replacement. 2 minutes.
He's like,
I got y'all.
What? Oh, okay. Give me my shorts.
Can you get me clear? Yeah, can you get me cleared? I'm in there. You know what I mean? So been a company man the entire time. And then all around just a good guy. Like you never really hear too much about him. There's not a lot of controversy around his name, anything that's going on with him. And he's great at social media and content. Like if you ever watch his food shit, I just want to eat with him one day. Like if I ever meet him, I just want him to cook me one of them sandwiches he be making. Those sandwiches look so good, bro. And he just hit the knife across the top of it and you hear the crunch. Oh my God. Listen.
You know, the bad, okay, this is not on Vote, but one of the bad things was, if you remember Karate Combat in Vegas, the same weekend there was the last UFC event. I do believe it was into 2023, I think.
Yeah. December.
So I see Volk's down there, right? And I'm planning, because I was up in the rafters getting content and everything. And I see him getting leave with his body, man. I'm like, all right, I'm going to time this perfectly. I'm going to meet him right there at the bottom of the steps, ask him very politely, can I get a picture? Which he was very generous to do. Super nice guy. Say, hey, man. Boom. So I get there. Boom. Take the picture, right? What I didn't know is that there was a light directly into the lens of this iPhone. So the picture looked like it lined up great. Yeah. But when I went to go look, the picture looked like I was taking a picture of God. It was all white. You couldn't see nothing. So I missed that opportunity. But one thing I definitely want to say is,
would you be mad if you seen this?
Look, your Rolodex, I'm already jealous of everything you got. You got way more in your deck of cards.
I thought we were about to share pictures. I pulled it up because you started talking about it. I'm like, oh, we can compare our pictures.
No, I got nothing. I got a picture of light. I got a picture of a fundamental force in the universe. I got nothing. I have absolutely. So it was a great picture.
Come to one Karate Combat event and you'll have 50 pictures.
Exactly. But the one thing I was going to say is that on a Saturday night, and I had to go back and look at this. Okay, so we go back to February 1st. Okay. Mm-hmm. Fight night, Israel Adesanya is fighting. He loses. I'm feeling bad for the rest of the night. We even go, I'll take it up to February 8th. Didn't really have that much of a dog in the fight with DDP and Strickland, but, all right, cool. Still wasn't feeling that great. Keep on moving to March 8th. Going to watch Alex Pereira, and I'm staying up late. Alex loses. The rest of my night is ruined. Wrong. So I'm thinking like, okay, please, can we get one where the night ends and I feel good about myself, listen to a little Luke Thomas on the way home, and I'm good. Finally.
My seats were high enough for me to really go off the deep end if
you know what?
Volk didn't win this one.
I've lost
too many champs. I lost too many of my favorites this year to shit, but Yeah, man, it's good to see him back on top. But I think the big implications here is like, what's next, right? Ilya moved up, right? So he's out of the picture now. He's on a different conquest, right? He just took Diego Lopez out. And then we have new people like when I was just there, Aaron Pico just signed. He sat there 8 minute. They did like an 8 minute. I have a video of it too. I'm gonna upload it to the page for the people that are watching. I'll upload the entire interview with him and John Anik. But he did an 8 minute interview talking about what he's doing. You got him, you got John Silva, you got a bunch of people coming up in this division. Who's next? Like, what's the next move? And also talking about Volk getting dropped twice in this fight. Like, is his chin still there? Can he survive another one of these like onslaughts if he can't get it done early? Because grandfather time is kicking in, right? Like it's getting there, right? Like he's got dropped what 3 times in the last
time is undefeated in combat sports.
What he's dropped 3 times in the last 2 years. So
I think the time off did him well. You needed your time, just basically get a good reset. You don't have to be that company man again. Let somebody else carry that banner. You've answered the bell, fought way above your weight class 2 times in running, 1 without a full camp, 2 with a full camp, and I believe with an extra 2 minutes in that round, you might have been looking at a double champ for him. But still, you know what? Let him rest. He did. He came back and he handled it with class and style. And also, just to say, I also feel bad for Diego Lopez because I really like him. He seems to be a really nice guy, and I just feel bad that there has to be somebody has to lose in this case.
Yeah.
But he's not going anywhere. He's still going to be around, and which goes back to your question: what do you do? What's next in the division?
Yeah.
100%. I mean, I think we should give huge credit to Diego Lopez. It kind of reminds me almost of the Conor Mayweather fight, where everyone was talking about how Mayweather dominated, but how many people have had as much success against Volk as Diego Lopez has?
Yeah,
the people who didn't beat him.
Not many. The only other people we can name are all on the pound for pound list. And here's that drop right here that we were talking about. Not too long ago.
End of round 2.
Yeah, it's around here. He went for he went to shoot, and I'm pretty. It's right here. Here it is. Actually, right. Boom, right here.
Oh yeah, did not get out of the way. He was still in range.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree. Pickers who? Not too many. But what do you think Diego has to do to get back to this?
One good win.
One good win.
One good top 5 win. I think he's right back in the title picture.
A finish.
Honestly, let's have him and Most for a rematch, and winner gets a title shot. I mean, if they're actually giving Yair Rodriguez, that would line up perfectly time-wise, but I really hope they don't.
Yeah. You know what impressed me though about this is Volk's fucking jab, bro. I'm literally watching this and I turn and look at my man and I say, Volk is working a jab like he's the bigger man in this situation.
That's what's impressive.
You know what I mean?
I was going to mention that is that has Diego ever faced such a shorter opponent that not only was in his face for a good amount of the fight, but he came behind that jab combinations, threatened takedowns. We all knew that if Volk gets him down, great, but it's enough to get him gun shy for firing back. That's not the game plan. You don't see the finish being a submission. Maybe ground and pound, yes, but submission probably not. But Volk, he works great as a shorter opponent. Now he knows that. He's been short all his life, but he fights like the taller opponent in this match.
100%. I love it, man. Yeah.
Will we see Max Holloway get a 4th shot now, though?
Good question.
I would love that. I would love that.
Split right away. Do I get the tiebreaker?
Oh, bro. But
it's kind of like Adesanya Pereira. We just all want to see it the same way we all want to see it. We all want to see Max Holloway get one.
But the difference between Izzy and Alex was most of it was in a whole nother league. We seen all of this shit here.
Right, yeah. But also
one-sided as fuck. Like
Max was definitely hoping that Diego Lopez won that fight.
I want to see Diego and John Silva. That's what I want to see.
I
I want to see that. Pico, I don't see Pico having to do much to get up there neither. I think Pico's gonna have a shot at one of these guys real soon and be moving.
Who do you
up.
give Pico his first fight? I would say somebody at the bottom of the top 10, probably. No,
I give him a dog because this is what I'm gonna say, and we'll get into this in a second once we start talking about. I think we have a segment in here where we can talk about this, but I give him a fucking dog. Get him out the way early because we are starting to see with Patricio Pitbull, with the dude they brought in from what's the other shit? One championship for Pantoja. All of these people that keep bringing in Bellator, PFL, all of these champs, double champs on there, and they get fucking cooked. They get absolutely cooked. They get absolutely demolished. So we're seeing that the UFC is a whole nother ball game compared to these other leagues. It's not even fucking close. Like that's what I'm starting to see. I had so much high hopes and nothing against Patricio Pitbull, nothing against him, but Yair made him look like easy work, and he's a double champ. He made him look like easy work. He came from another league, double champ status. Like, so if he made you look like easy work, you know what I mean? Like, I need to see them going against straight dogs from them. Throw him to the wolves, John Silva. Throw him to the straight dogs that are coming up that are just wrecking shit, like that aren't scared of nothing. Just throw him to them because at the end of the day, we don't want to see these motherfuckers get babied all the way to the fucking top and then get dominated. Like, get one of these other guys that's rising to the top, that's been in the company, that's been doing shit, that's been putting in the work on his UFC fight nights and these fucking Apex cards. Give them one of them a shot. Don't get one of these guys that's coming for nothing because obviously the dudes on the Apex are better than these motherfuckers that are double champs.
Did Silva get a bump in the rating? Sorry. Did Silva get a bump in the rating? I wasn't following before in terms of where he was at. I'm looking at it right now.
He wasn't even in the top 10.
Hell yeah, he's got to be a top 10. He's got to be.
Well, he's 11 from what I've seen.
How about giving Pico Bryce Mitchell? Bryce Mitchell's still ranked.
Bryce Mitchell. I mean, he's still ranked.
I'm okay with that.
Is Pico of that level though?
I think Bryce Mitchell beats Pico.
Is he at that point where
that's what I'm saying? We don't even know. We don't even know.
I mean, he's considered one of the best non-UFC fighters in the weight class. So I think giving him, to me, like, I don't know, for me,
like he never evolved at that point where he was like, he was up for me. Like, he's always had that reputation. For me, it hasn't gone away of like, this is the prospect that could be something big one day. Like, it's never, I've never felt like he's gotten to that point where like, this is something special. This is the guy to watch in Bellator, to watch in PFL.
So you're saying someone lower in the rankings?
Yeah, I think top 15, not top 10.
Well, I think that's where Bryce Mitchell would either be at the bottom of the top 10 or the top of the top 15, which was my thought process. He would have been closer to top 5 before his.
And honestly, I wouldn't even mind giving him someone unranked than someone top 15.
Nah, you give him a ranked gatekeeper. You give him a low end ranked gatekeeper, Bryce Mitchell-ish. Let him win that. He wins that. Then you give him somebody of substance. And if he can win that, show a dominated fashion or a finish, then you start giving him, you can start talking about contenderships and shit like that. But
yeah, because I mean, Bryce Mitchell dropped 3 out of his last 4. We should start making him fight contenders. We shouldn't be getting ranked fights anymore.
100%. You're a gatekeeper now, buddy. Sorry. Hold down the gate. Hold it down over there. Let me give you the keys. You know what I'm saying? You go over there. You only let a few people in every once in a while, man. You're getting slept every other round. I've honestly seen this man twice in my life convulsing on the canvas.
I think it's you,
motherfuckers. It's me.
He is coming into the UFC at 45.
Good. I bet against him this time. The only thing I didn't take was submission. What was that, Pickers?
I said he is coming in at 45 too, right? Because I see he did weigh in at 55 for a couple of his fights.
Bryce? Pico, yeah, it's coming in at 45.
45, okay.
So what's going on with Mavzar Evloev? I probably butchered that name.
Oh,
King of Twitter, but never actually fights.
Yeah, never.
Yeah, like why? Like
you need to fight Yair.
Like he seems to be like a potential boogeyman in the division, but I never hear when he's going to be fighting.
I think he kind of is like Colby Covington without all the fun trash talk, and the UFC hates that. That's part of my suspicion as far as his difficulty getting. I mean, how the hell did he not get the title shot over Diego? If you're just talking about merit and not popularity, how the hell would he not get the title shot over Diego? There's no argument to be made. But that being said, he's also been inactive. He's turned down fights, so some of it is to blame on his part. I think he needs one good top 5 win, and he's undeniable for a title fight. I mean,
Yeah.
the win against Aljo for me was way too close. Judges could have gone either way on that one. He needs one dominant win in the top 5 right now.
So
Which is why I think the Lopez rematch would be perfect for him. And there's a lot of lore behind that. A lot of storyline would be good for his public profile as well. It's a win-win, assuming he can win the match. He got really close to getting subbed last time a few times.
Yeah, man. He got to fight first, man. He ain't boogieing
we're giving
shit.
blessed.
One thing he the boogeyman of is running from cards and fights.
Give him Blessed. Yeah. I think Blessed would kick his ass, honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I thought Brendan Allen.
that might be what UFC's hoping for.
I was shocked that he got the scorecards over Brendan Allen. I thought Brendan Allen whooped him. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that guy.
Shout out my dog, Brendan Allen, man. Shout out my
There's another
dog.
one coming up.
He's got it. He's taking 2 L's.
He's been stuck at the 5 line for like 2 years now. He's been stuck in that top 5 spot. But he needs one good one. Also, another guy who's one good win potentially away from a title shot.
But you know
Max
what? That's
Holloway-
such a good position to be in the featherweight division. Is that all these top guys are just like one good win away from being a title shot?
Right.
That's an exciting division. And now we got
The only
now
shitty
we
part
got
is
that
majority of
lawsuit
them have already fought each other.
Yeah.
That's
So,
the only shitty part. A lot of them
rematch.
aren't new fights. There's gonna be a
Well,
lot
how
of
many of these guys has Brendan Allen fought? He's just fought Mosfar and Holloway. Who else has he fought in that top 5?
Well, not him, but like Allen. I love Allen. That's one of my guys. Like I know him personally, but it's tough. Like it's tough for him in that division and to get past that spot. Like you said, that 5. I had big hopes on him of potential, but I think
how
it's
many
too
of these
tough.
guys
I think it's too
has
tough. For him.
Volk beat already or
Everybody.
in
Volk?
the top, yeah.
Everybody.
In the current top 5?
Yeah.
Actually, in the current top 5, it
Well,
depends.
current
Do you
top
put Max
5.
Holloway in there, or do you kind of more
Yeah,
lightweight?
Max definitely goes in there.
He's beaten Max.
Yeah.
He's beaten Lopez.
Mhm.
And Ortega's not even in the top 5. I think that's it in the top 5.
Yeah.
I
For
don't
right
think he's
now,
beaten
yeah,
anybody else
because
in the
they
top
just
5.
swapped out. Yeah. They just
Yeah, and
swapped out.
Well, hold on.
in the fight with
I-
Diego's one that you want to see again. So there's some good matchups there to be making for the future.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think Volk's gonna have much more fights. I think one more title defense and he's out of there. To be honest with you, I honestly think if he had lost this one, he'd have been out of there, and that's why I went. But we're not gonna spend too much time on that division because we do have other divisions that are getting crazy. We got a lot to go on this today. We got a lot to cover today. The next person I want to talk about is somebody that I did get a chance to see train at the Go Shed, and also got to see him fight at UFC 314 against somebody that is very electrifying, Michael Chandler. Paddy Pimblett has just extended his UFC record to 7-0 with the dominant TKO victory, which was very dominant. He did a really good job. He was able to weather the storm of Michael Chandler's wrestling, which Michael Chandler is super strong. Like if you see him, he's just massive. He's just a massive guy, and for Paddy to be able to get out of those, for Paddy to be able to get out of those holds and to weather the storm and be able to come out with a victory and get on top and actually win on top, right? With some elbows. I'm pretty sure it was elbows that he was dropping on. So he now has the second longest active streak in lightweight division with 7 fights. And dude, like his trajectory is insane. Now, my question is, after this performance, do we believe he's proven himself to be a lightweight contender and basically get a shot at the title? No. Because who do you think? What are we thinking? Who's
Last
next for
3
him?
opponents on a combined 13-fight losing streak. Michael Chandler is the worst guy in the rankings right now. He needs a top 5 win to get a title shot. He's proven himself as a good fighter, as a good top 10 guy. But to me, a contender is top 5. He's not top 5. He needs a win over the top 5 to get that title shot. I mean, they might give it to him because he has tons of social media popularity. But as far as his resume, I don't even think he's as good as Renato Moicano right now.
I'd say he's evolved from being a prospect into being a legit contender now, but he's not a top contender yet. He needs a win over a top contender to be considered for a title shot.
Now, it's interesting because Pickers, I heard another guy saying exactly what you were saying by the name of Colby Covenant. But however, it's true. Really? true. Yeah, he said those exact words. He said,
Full
"Look,
disclaimer, I do not quote Kobe Covington.
That's why I was like, wait a minute, did you hear? Kobe said exactly what you now whether he said it or not, if the facts are the facts. So I'm just looking, I'm still on the ratings page. So Paddy jumps up 4, Chandler falls 5. So ahead of Paddy currently, oh boy, man, Gamont, Hooker, Poirier, Max Holloway is still listed in lightweight. You probably can kind of like pencil that out. Justin Gaethje, Oliveira, Arman, and then the boogeyman himself, Islam. So who does Paddy get next? And last week I publicly traded in my my ignorance for a Paddy Pimblett t-shirt. I don't have that t-shirt ready today, but I don't even know if he does have merch. But still, I'm now in the corner of Paddy Pimblett. But who do you feed to him? Listing.
I have a great pitch, and this is only possible. I have a great pitch, and this is only possible because Islam already cleared out the division. Mm-hmm. Paddy versus Topuria for a lightweight title shot.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. That's scary.
That's intriguing.
That's scary.
But
and you know what's crazy is I agree because in my eyes I'm like, if you're gonna give him a shot, you gotta put him up against an elite striker.
Right.
Like
it's a money fight too.
He can weather the storm when it comes to wrestling. We see now. Michael Chandler's the best. He might be on a losing streak, but when it comes to wrestling, if you can stand your ground with him, you're top tier, right?
You could even make it an interim title shot because Islam's about to move up and take the belt from 170. That's a money match right there.
Ooh. You know, and I actually thinking about this, I kind of like that because Ilya needs a game opponent to make his splash because he's not going to get an instant title shot. They've shut that down. So that does make a little sense. So let's look. He is not probably going to fight Oliveira. He's not going to fight Gaethje. Gaethje's probably waiting for that right opponent. Max Holloway is probably down in featherweight. Dustin is probably going to be very selective of what his potential last match in the UFC could be. So
looks like it's going to be Dustin Holloway 3. I saw an announcement this morning.
Dustin Holloway 3, they're going to do that?
I mean, I don't know if it's an official announcement, but that's what it seems like it's going to be.
A lot of
So if you take that takes 2 names, literally right off this list.
I think you give him the Oliveira. I think you give him the Charles Oliveira or Arman because Arman had a title.
Arman deserves to be snubbed. Arman deserves to be snubbed after pulling out with less than.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He had a title shot and pulled out. So you give him Arman first. Because Charles been a company man. Charles done his thing. Charles ain't never really fucked up. He's always came, always fought. He's had a good fight. The last fight was Chandler. Got that dub. So he's good. I say you give him Arman. Yeah, because I think Gaethje got a fight coming up too, right?
Gaethje.
I think Gaethje should be fighting soon.
He just had a fight. I don't know if he's rebooked yet. He fought Aziz a month ago.
You're right. So he just had a fight. So that's a possibility a little bit farther down the line. Arman or Gaethje. I will give him Arman. I will give him Gaethje's. I say Gaethje's the better striker, though. You think Gaethje a better striker than Arman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Gaethje lands, he's a better striker. You don't want to be.
He just outstruck Aziz.
Yeah, for sure.
He was the head coach at Tiger Muay Thai.
Yeah. I
would say he's probably top 3 striker in the division. I can't put him over Max Holloway, obviously, but
give him Gaethje. I'll say Gaethje for striking, Arman for just all around. But I feel like he weathers the storm with Arman, even with the wrestling.
Right.
I don't think as much it, but honestly,
counter wrestling.
Who?
Gaethje's got incredible counter wrestling too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's very underrated. Very underrated.
Well, he's a good D1
Yeah, and he's been in the division for a minute, bro. Like, you know how many people he's had to face against that, all these different type of styles of wrestling and jiu-jitsu and shit. Like, bro, this is another one that's been around forever. Him and Max Holloway, they seen everything, bro. Volk, all of them. But dude, Paddy, the thing I love too about Paddy though is, bro, the whole I feel like a year ago everybody hated Paddy. I swear, I did not like him. I did not like him. I didn't hate him. Yeah, I didn't hate him. Yeah.
I kind of think that he kind of not lost the fan base, but they kind of turned on him a little bit, saying that You know,
he asked for a performance of the night bonus after getting the biggest robbery win in UFC history.
Crazy.
How could you not hate him after that?
I mean, nobody just gonna give you 50K. You gotta ask for it, right? So
you don't get 50K just for having a fucking bowl cut.
I mean, look, I'm gonna ask for it right now. Can I get 50K? Like, if we just doing that, it don't hurt me none to
Not
ask
for me.
for it. Yeah, it's a good point.
But nah, yeah, man, the whole sentiment has changed, bro. And I'll tell you one thing: another intro that I have to put in my top, top
That
five.
I just realized is he's the
yeah.
last holdout of Scouser MMA right now on the top level.
Yeah,
Scousers
don't get knocked out.
Could you
I can't
explain
tell
me
how
what a
many
scouser
videos
is?
have
I
of
need
that.
I need a definition. I need Urban
someone from
Dictionary.
Liverpool, right?
It's a specific region in the UK around the Liverpool area. Like,
Okay.
if you're thinking Beatles accent, that's a Scouse accent.
Okay, because I was like trying to find it, and every time he said it, I was like, how do I even spell this? Like,
Wait, so what's Aspinall? Since I'm not so up on my UK geography.
Aspinall is being ducked. That's what he is.
Tom Aspinall is not a Scouser, but I do not know where he is from. I know Bisping is Manchester accent.
I'm about to say it's from Man, right?
So let's see who is.
Yeah, he's in our Manchester fighter. So Manchester.
A Scouser is a. It says a Scouse. Oh, go ahead.
He's like Bisping.
Okay.
Here it is,
You
right here.
You got the definition.
A Scouser is a term used to describe a person from Liverpool, England. A term originates from scouse, a type of stew that was commonly eaten by sailors and locals. People from Liverpool are also sometimes referred to as Liverpudlians. Scousers is a more. Yeah, I'm not even gonna attempt this word right here.
Colloquial.
Yeah,
okay,
colloquial.
so the next time I'm in the UK, I got to get some Scouts too. That's what you're saying. I got to get some of that stew.
I'm good on
that.
that.
Once you drink it, you can't get knocked out.
Scousers
don't get knocked out, mate.
Scousers don't get knocked out.
Paddy Pimblett Paddy Pimblett could really lean into the Beatles if he wanted to. He's even got the bowl cut.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's why he has it.
You can start walking out to that.
Yeah,
well, and also
he should walk out to like Abbey Road or something.
Nah, his walkout's fire.
His walkout song is set.
Don't change that. Do not change that. I was smacked when that shit came on. He had that whole if you look, I got a video of it.
The whole spot is
Aljo, you see Aljo, Kaio, all of them at the bottom, all dancing to this shit. On as soon as he came out, everybody in the UFC fighter section was dancing when Paddy came out. Here it is.
I mean, how many other people have intros to get everybody up? Like, for example, everybody gets goosebumps for Alex to come out, but it's real slow, methodical. It's like a building moment, but something to get you up and just like boom, boom. Everybody's just bouncing. I'll give it to him for that. He definitely has that.
I bet you like to see that, Pickers. Look, this is when Paddy came out right here.
Hey.
Hold on.
Do you see Dave Portnoy? Were you right there by him?
Nah, I'm like, bro, he's the fucking man. That man knows fucking everybody. No lie. That's my guy, Teddy. Shout out, Teddy. I was there with a shit ton of creators. Where the fuck? Oh, this is the Patricio fight.
Right.
The Yair fight. Here it is right here. Look. Watch. Look. Aljo, Kaio, Moicano, Tuivasa. Everybody was there dancing when he came out, bro. Like, it was absolutely insane, bro. The whole, you could just see everybody. Phones out, dancing. Pantoja's kids right here. You could see him dancing. People were pulling up to the front just to see him. Like, UFC fighters walking up to the front like they were fans, bro. Like, Paddy's intro is not to be changed. It's literally like the Undertaker or something. But I'm not gonna lie, it was fire seeing Chandler come out too. Yeah, these they were pretty drunk by that point. They were pretty. I'm gonna post that on the page too. I'm gonna post the vlog on the page. I'll start posting the vlogs from like karate combats and stuff like that.
The one thing I will admit about Paddy is when I first started paying attention to him, I saw about one of his fights, and I saw about 4 weeks later, somebody posted the picture, and I thought, come on, somebody's making a meme, right? Like, there's no way he can gain that much weight. And I'm like, and then they were like, no, this is what it looks like. I'm like, how? I mean, like, why? How? But it was true.
Cheeseburgers are the best base for MMA. It's been proven.
Oh my
gosh. Paddy's going to have a crazy post-fight career.
Yeah.
He's going to be the new Joey Chestnut.
He's gonna
Yeah,
be
you know
fat
what?
as
I'd
fuck.
pay to see that.
He's gonna be
I'd pay
fat
to
as
see it.
fuck.
Be like
Yeah,
one of those
Paddy-
food challenge guys.
He's
you know?
going to be
Paddy,
one of those
yeah,
MMA coaches that like sits on a chair while coaching, but then
Just like, dude,
but
like
but like
Western donuts.
and
Yeah,
like
I'm
the
not
new
right
guys are
now.
going to be like, is he legit? Oh yeah, no, back in the day he was really legit.
are we looking at a Roy Nelson too? Little Country? Are we looking at that type
Hey,
of?
Could you
that
imagine
guy
Roy
beat
Nelson
the
at
crap out
middleweight?
of Kimbo Slice, and he looked like a bodybuilder at the time.
Yeah, facts.
I think a middleweight Roy Nelson was a goat that we never saw.
Yeah.
Imagine that
Yeah,
knockout
super
power at middleweight.
It'd be scary. Yeah, it'd be
Insane.
scary.
With that big belly wrestling.
Yeah.
He did.
All right,
He did go to Japan and train with a sumo wrestler once.
That
Here we
sumo
go.
wrestler.
Good transition into Japan. Out of how do you say his name? Kyoji Horiguchi. Horiguchi versus Alexandre Pantoja's fight coming up. Now, we talked about this before. My man Mac Tyson called this shit. He said that they should bring him in to fight Pantoja because Pantoja's absolutely demolished the entire division. He's just wrecked everybody. Like, he has nobody to fight anymore. They literally are importing people in to fight this man at this point. It's absolutely insane. But like we talked about earlier, right? Horiguchi, 2 division champion, right? Came back to the UFC. Now, first off, both of them training at American Top Team, right?
Yeah.
And we just talked about double champs coming over and still getting absolutely washed, right? Absolutely just dominated because the UFC is a whole different level. Do we see something different happening here?
Yeah, because Horiguchi is on a level that like he was competitive with DJ until until DJ's experience at that time really overcame it. Kyoji has had some losses since he left the UFC, but a lot of those came at bantamweight. He was fighting a division up. Flyweight has always been the division that he fights the best at. The one thing that works to Pantoja's favor is since they're training partners, that karate advantage of not being able to handle that like karate movement is not going to be there because he's probably sparred with Horiguchi a lot. He's seen that. They know each other very well.
Yeah, 100%.
Are we getting ahead of ourselves a little bit? He's got a pretty tough opponent to get past before he even gets near Pantoja.
I was going to mention that.
Who's he fighting in his debut?
There you go. I'll let you know. You go ahead. It's a Russian name. I'm like,
yeah. No, I ain't some shit on that.
You know how you said you took that picture and it looked like you were just staying next to God because it's all white? That's what happens the first time after I leave the house after the winter. So, I'll do the Russian name.
Yeah, I'm huge on Horiguchi hype. I think he makes it to the title shot.
Does he get an instant title shot if he beats Tegu?
I feel like
he's ranked 10, right?
I think they have to rebuild his name in the UFC. He hasn't fought in the UFC in a long time. And
so you just keep up.
But I will say though, like Horiguchi needs the UFC title to secure his legacy because even in Japan, Horiguchi said that even while he was the simultaneous Bellator and Rizin champion, that still meant less to the Japanese MMA audience than had he won the UFC belt.
Oh, 100%. The UFC is top tier. It's the NBA. Sure. It's the NFL. It's the number one. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, this is where we boil down to this question, right? Yeah, he's got to get through his first opponent to get to Pantoja. To be honest, I think he beats him. And I think they probably are going to give him a title shot just because of the way this division is set up. It's just horribly. The layout is terrible until Pantoja loses. And Pantoja is the best at winning.
They need to bring back Shorty Torres into the division to give some new life.
Man, listen, I honestly don't know who can beat Pantoja, bro. Like, the only person I think is gonna beat Pantoja is Father Time. That's who I think.
I think Horiguchi has the best shot. I think the only thing that hurts him is the fact that they train together.
Yeah, and then he hasn't been. This is my thing. Here's my thing is, I play chess a lot, right? And if you play chess against people that are worse than you, you don't get better. And my thing is, what he's doing is when he is UFC quality, and yes, he is UFC talent, but he's fighting these guys that aren't UFC quality. Just like you said, the Japanese guys at Ryzen and Bellator, they don't look at it as the same as UFC. So if he doesn't have that and he's going against these guys over here who aren't that top level, is he getting better? Is he sharpening his tools over here?
The fight with Tenshin Nasukawa definitely sharpened his tool set when it comes to striking.
Yeah, but it's one, and these guys in the UFC are constantly fighting years and years against the best of the best. And I think this is where the disconnect happens when the people come back or either they transition over. Is these guys, like I said, these Apex Fight Night guys are better than a lot of the champions.
No, I think Horiguchi would benefit from having a steeper climb to the title.
Yeah, I mean, I think all of them should. I think if you're coming, all right, say you're a champ, yes, you deserve some type of grace. Top 15 opponent first, then somewhere in the top 10, top 5, and then you can go up. Like you have to, and that's a year. That's light. That's nothing. And if you're that far in your career that you can't wait that long, then it is what it is. Take your prize money fights and move on. You don't have championship time. You don't have that type of, you know what I'm saying, contention in your timeline that you can utilize. So I don't know, man. I think he beats this guy that he has to go up against. He's a tough opponent, but honestly, see him being better than that, I just don't know, man. This transition to the UFC from these other leagues, even though they're very MMA focused, even though they're like basically the farm leagues and some of them are the top leagues that are rival competitors, it just does not show the same when they step in into the octagon. It just doesn't. They get like Yair. I had to put some respect on his name after this last fight, like some big respect on his name, because he surprised the shit out of me by the way he just took care of business and dominated, bro. So
that begs the question. That guy that if he can get to that next level, he could be a huge star for the UFC and be a long-time champion. It's just whether he can get to that next level.
Yeah,
he's always on that cusp of greatness right now.
How's the grappling coming from Horiguchi, Mac?
Horiguchi has very good underrated grappling.
Can he hold his own against Ulanbekov in the
like I'd say with he's not on the ground, he's not the same level as Pantoja, but I'd say the stand-up grappling aspect, I would say they're about even.
Yeah.
So if he can use that defensively against Pantoja, I think Pantoja, along with dealing with Horiguchi's movement, is going to be have some difficulties. Pantoja's best chance is to really pressure him against the cage, especially since he hasn't fought in a cage in a long time, and use more cage wrestling to get Horiguchi down. That's why it's actually a benefit to Horiguchi to not fight Pantoja right away, because it gives him more experience working in the cage again after fighting in a ring for so many years.
Sure, more prep time too.
Yeah. Question to the general group. So who has come in really from an outside organization and kind of caught fire and started swimming with sharks? I can think of one name.
Kayla Harrison.
Does Pride count?
Does Pride? Yeah, the Pride is
Kayla Harrison.
Kayla Harrison, Justin Gaethje.
Justin Gaethje.
Gaethje came super early in his career from like what World WOF.
I can't remember where he.
It's now LFA, but I think it was World of Fighting.
Right. But yeah, who's come in and just said, "Hey, I was top dog in this other organization." Boom, jumped in and started swimming with the sharks.
It would have to be Bellator, PFL, or one, or else you would just say everybody. Almost everybody.
Yeah, this guy, I think you can move
Warriors. You know, like Paddy was double champ at Cage Warriors, which is a massive organization.
Right.
So what's the bar that we're setting for that? Because
I think it would have to be a top tier organization, like a Pancreas, Boston, K1. It has to be like, it has to be like the top dogs, like Boss's situation, right? Took care of that, boom, 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 came over to UFC, did the same shit, right? That to me is like that's the blueprint. Like if you're like top dog here, then come over and then like I'm wrecking shit here too is no issue. That's the blueprint. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my guy Boss, man. He did his thing. You know what I'm saying? Crunching motherfuckers up. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough. I want to see it. I want to see a good fight. I love Pantoja though. Pantoja's my guy. I've become a really big fan over the years of him. I met him in person. I love his personality, the way he approaches fights, the way he was talking about it to me. It's just absolutely monster. It's an absolute monster. And Horiguchi is too. So it's gonna be crazy to see. Horiguchi got some he got some obstacles to go over first. And once he does that, we might see a really good, fight coming from this division with this very meeky, future right now with all of this just staleness in this division. Honestly, and this is one of the reasons why Dana didn't like, having this in general, right? Is because this division has always kind of been like that one. It's like, what's going on there?
Honestly, the best thing to happen to the UFC flyweight division is if an Asian fighter becomes champion. The UFC wants that Asian talent to be aiming for the UFC flyweight division to give it life, and they want the Asian audiences to be watching the UFC flyweight division because the Western audiences don't give a fuck about it.
I care,
and we didn't appreciate it.
The hardcore fans care, but the mainstream MMA audience, not too many people are tuning in to Pantoja fight.
Yeah, Max spot on.
Yeah. Well,
the ones that are going to care are the Asian audiences that actually care about those divisions.
Yeah, they've already captured the Mexican fan base in that division. Now it's honestly all the regions in the world where they have males who weigh 125 pounds in abundance. You don't find too many 125-pound males in America. So,
100%.
It's just Cejudo.
Wow, crazy. Yeah, I listen. I don't want no smoke right now. I've already had issues. I'm good. You on your own with that one, Mac. I'm telling you right now. I got an earful at UFC 314, and I'm good.
Behind the scenes.
I know.
Yeah. I don't even want to talk about it.
Did I see right? Was Picker sitting next to Cejudo's coach?
Yes.
He was
in the booth with me for 4 hours. It was great.
All right.
I was in the booth with him and Aljo at the same time doing shots. That was unbelievable.
All right. Well, speaking of aura,
this is why people need to go to karate combat events. The people you meet are crazy.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting to meet you there, Mac.
Absolutely insane. All right, let's move on to our next topic. Sean O'Malley, man. Sean O'Malley. I went to this UFC 316 press conference because they're fighting in Prudential Center in New Jersey. Dude, I don't know if Sean O'Malley was there. I don't know who that was. I've seen Sean O'Malley. I went to 299, watched the podcast, know Tim Welsh, all of them. Real good. That was a very just not Sean O'Malley. It was not entertaining. He had one good stinger, and they asked him, did he have Dana White privilege for getting his title shot? And he turns and he looks at Dana. He goes, thanks, Dana. And it pounds him up and turns back. And that is the only thing that was entertaining about the entire press conference between him and Merab. It was literally Juliana Pena, Kayla Harrison, and Amanda Nunes and the crowd eating veggie straws, laughing at both of them and just nodding their head the entire time.
How about Merab's press conference? You like that?
Huh?
How about Merab's fit for that press conference? His fit.
What did he have on? Honestly, I was there and I don't even remember.
Jacket, and he did the Cejudo thing. He had the baby Bjorn with the pillow of Sean O'Malley inside.
Bro, I didn't even peep all of that. It was so much going on. I had a bunch of Georgian fans behind me. It was a shit ton. I had like these two big ass creators they were trying to introduce me to that had like 1 million plus followers. It was so much going on at that press conference. But the one thing I did notice was Sean O'Malley's aura was like on a negative 1,000. And my question is it gone? Because he said he changed his lifestyle, right? He's not smoking, he's not drinking, he's not watching porn. He's not, I don't know if he's a celibate, if it's pure celibacy or if it's just the pornography that he stopped watching, right? Like the whole O'Malley show is, what I'm saying? The Sugar Show is gone.
Yeah.
So it's like, huh?
I'm okay with it. I think that he had the first struggle of his entire career. I mean, yeah, the Piotr Jan fight was tough, but he was still styling on him. And, he at the end of the fight, one guy was covered in blood, one guy wasn't. I think he came across the first person in his career who he actually is going to have to work like hell to beat. And I think I like to at least believe. I don't want to say I think. I like to believe that he's just super, super, super locked in, and he doesn't care about entertaining you right now. He wants a belt, which I'm totally okay with. That's what I'd like to believe.
Honestly, it's better for that to happen at this stage of his career than later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because if it happens later, you see too many fighters, they just fall apart.
Conor McGregor.
Well, luckily, Marab's on that card because Sean is not selling it right now. Marab is absolutely
he's carrying a
right
load.
now.
Hey,
Yeah.
Marab is known for
superstar.
carrying.
Yeah. He's a superstar. So it's okay. But if this was Sean fighting anybody else, I think we would be very concerned about pay-per-view sales and asses in those seats because it's
that ain't my concern. Screw him.
I'm
not the one who
I understand that. It's for the sport in general. I mean, if we're not selling pay-per-views and paying people in seats,
what are we doing?
We might not have UFC no more.
Right.
So you know what I mean? We kind of need a little bit of Sean and just I feel like he could still be humble, he still have humility, understand where he fucked up last time, get rid of all of this shit, and still be the Sugar Show.
So question. Look at Sean.
Go ahead.
I would say look at Sean's loss before to thank you, and how he handled that. He kind of said, "Oh yeah, this that and that," and he kind of like let it roll. He just literally just boom. I'm still
totally
a guy.
Different story though.
But it's a totally different lost story. But look at the way that changed. If anything, he turned the volume up at that point. He just got more flamboyant, more in your face. I'm going to be this, that, and the other. And this one, the knob is turned way down. I'm looking, I have a freeze frame, so I had to look up that press conference. And by the way, so is it the same jacket? Is that Sean's jacket? Or is
that's the one he stole. I don't know if it's the same exact one, but yeah, that's why I called it the Sean O'Malley Thriller jacket.
So first of all, that whole video of Merab when he gets in Aljo's face, and if you watch just Merab in that video, right? He looks at this, he was like, I'm gonna put this on, right? And he's standing there like, notice me, right? With this grin on his face, which was hilarious. But this still I have right here. He's got the jacket, he's got the doll like you're describing, and Sean is just kind of just like looking like he wants the clock to run out. I just want this press conference over. Yeah. If you can measure what can't be measured, you're right. 100% that has gone insert a quarter to continue because I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I think by the time, facts.
I mean, the Cheeto loss, he was winning that fight, and he messed up what he says is perennial nerve, his foot, whatever it was. That was a loss with a built-in excuse where he was winning the whole fight, and if he wouldn't have gotten injured, he probably would have either won that fight on points or a knockout. So I don't think that shook his confidence. He got shut down for 5 rounds by Merab. He got destroyed. There's no way for him to rationalize in his head that he didn't get destroyed.
Yeah.
This is the first time he's actually cope with a loss. You know what I mean?
I mean, there are some delusional fighters out there.
That's the best fighters are delusional. The best dreamers are delusional. The people who want to achieve the biggest things in the world have to have some sort of delusion to get to that point and tell themselves they're the best, even when sometimes they're not. You know what I mean? To get through that point, like Tom Brady, Kobe Bryant,
Ali said,
they weren't the best.
They weren't before even I knew I was. I was saying I was the greatest before even I know.
Kobe and Tom Brady weren't the most skillful players in their actual respective positions. They just were the hardest working ones. You know what I mean? So, and they had the delusion that what they were going to do, and they actually did it. It turns into manifestation at certain points. But my thing with this is, where are we at right now? I just fucking lost my train of thought there. The Merab thing. What I was trying to say was why I didn't see the shirt is we got in there late. I'm looking at the video of us walking in, they were already sitting down. So I didn't see that. But only thing I know is, do you think after this fight, if he wins it, does he remain this way? And there's a quick answer on this one so we can move on to the next one.
Ego comes out the box again, 100%.
And he doesn't give Merab a rematch.
Mac, same answer.
I wouldn't.
Merab is a very good fighter.
No, I'm saying if he wins, does the Sugar Show come back, or does he stay this humble Sean?
I feel like if he beats Marab, the Sugar Show's personality's coming back. I think he needs to get that win for him to get his full confidence back.
Yeah. Well, 4 for 4.
I think as long as there's someone better than him, he won't have it.
Yeah.
As long as there's something that makes him believe he's not the best in the world, there's no Sugar Show.
Well, according to MMA fans, he had Dana White privilege and he wasn't top tier from the beginning and he had a padded record. So we'll see. We'll find out. You know what I mean? Maybe the Sugar Show was something that was a facade. Maybe
2 of those 3 things are true. He's definitely top tier, but he definitely has Dana White privilege and he definitely got an easy path up. That's for sure. We all know that.
I know for a fact that at 299, I seen Cheeto Vera him go at it for 5 rounds, and Cheeto Vera was not an easy fight for him. Cheeto Vera is not a slouch at all. He's a very talented fighter. Yeah, he's a beast of a fighter. And
49-46 in that fight, I think.
Yeah, it was absolutely insane. So, you know, it wasn't like a blowout. It was definitely a close one. But I ain't gonna lie, that knee to the forehead was. I still hear that shit in my nightmares. Yeah, it was bad, bro. Quick thing. All right, let's move quick. We got a few more things to go through. I want to talk about this real quick. Awesome. Let me see if I can pull this up too. Awesome showed a little bit of what will soon to be the Go Shed Academy / Performance Institute / Bonk Stadium. And speaking of that, shout out our sponsors, Karate Combat. If you don't have the Karate Combat app, download it now because honestly, you can vote on bowling right now, which is cool. Underground Bowling League, Underground Bowling Association.
And since it's up only gaming, if you don't know who to pick, just pick randomly and you might get lucky.
Yeah, because you won't lose. You can't lose with only up gaming. And that is the infrastructure that we utilize for the Karate Combat app. So download the Karate Combat app. And also May 2nd coming up, we got fights in Dubai, KC54. Crazy. We'll be talking about the prelim fights in a second. But absolutely insane card that's going to be coming up. So you want to get the app downloaded now. Go ahead and get your karate token. You get 88 free karate tokens just for downloading it. And then you can up as many as you want so you can win. Because like I said, you can't lose. So the more you put in, the more you win. And yeah, download it right now. Karate.com, baby. We'll also put it it's also in the description, actually. You can check it out there. Now, back to what I was saying. President Awesome, Goat Shed, and president of Karate Combat. Let me see if I can find it.
I already know where you're going with this.
Is it in here? Huh?
You're going with his new side mission, right?
This new side mission? No, that side mission. We could talk about that next week with the.
Sure.
It was a video.
What sport do you think would benefit the most from having an up-only gaming voting system?
All of the random, like,
cornhole
Z-tier MMA organizations that do, like, Eddie Hall versus 2 guys and all that. I would love to be able to bet on that stuff. I feel like that'd be cool.
Like Fight Circus.
Could you imagine how fun Fight Circus up-only gaming would be?
Yeah, it'd be amazing.
Will one 200-pound fighter beat two
250-pound fighters? That's if you've never seen that, please Google Fight Circus. Yeah,
I'll bet all my money on that. Just put it on there right now. Let's go.
Okay, so I can't find the video of Awesome walking through the Bonk Stadium, but he was showing it. And I do have. Yeah, it looks very nice. I have some stats on it. So it's a waterfront property. It's going to be 15,000 to 16,000 square feet. The last gym was 3,000 square feet. So you could it's about 5 times bigger than that. There's 2 floors as well. So it's 2 stories, which would be kind of cool. I want to see how they're going to kind of set up where they're going to put like the Apex thing. I think they might have like a higher level looking down, maybe kind of like a VIP area. That'd be dope. I've always been a fan of, I feel like the pit should be below everybody, like gladiator style, like Coliseum style. Like I feel like the pit, I honestly feel like the pit should be like, all right, so like here, I'll use
indentation of the floor.
Yeah, like it should be an indentation, and then the top of the pit should be like right here, and it should be a walkway, and then they could be able to come out of like tunnels, right? And then
like if you were standing in the pit,
everybody's looking down.
I'm standing on the floor. You're looking at my knees.
Exactly. So like
Yeah, I
you come out from an actual tunnel, and then the pit is there, and it's under, and then everybody's looking down in it. That would be absolutely insane. Look, if they could do something like that just one time, they kind of did it in Mexico City with the whole jail kind of situation, because you could
It
go
helped the
higher up.
grappling matches a lot.
Yeah,
too.
you could go up higher in the jail with the levels and look down. But dude, if they had the whole thing like that, it'd be perfect views for everybody. But
There was an idea at one point of them wanting to like imply to Carmen to dig a hole in the beach.
that would be fucking insane, bro. But the thing is, right? They have this on the waterfront is gonna be crazy. The from what my understanding is, the target date is January June 20th. June 20th for their first fight. So, and from what I understand, they're starting this week. It should be quite easy
You
though.
saying I should book my flights now?
Huh? Yeah, more than
You
likely.
saying I should book my flights?
Imagine the main event's probably going to be Shazab versus Rosha.
Yeah, more than likely.
You're not allowed to talk about
Yeah.
that anymore.
Listen, I don't know.
Eileen,
You're not allowed to talk about that anymore. You're gonna get in too much trouble.
On that subject, I stay quiet now.
We'll get a
just
bottle
took
of
my
Funk
coffee.
Harbor rum. We'll get you guys both in the Wolf booth, and we'll hash it out in 5 minutes. We'll be fine.
I gotta work. I gotta work.
That is your
But
work.
listen,
What do you mean?
Yeah, nah, I'm not trying to work that one. I worked that one this past weekend. But so June 20th is more than likely it's gonna be Shazay Ren, maybe Ailini Perez, Pereira. I mean, not Perez. I get it mixed up. It's Awesome's fault. Awesome did this. Awesome did this when we were on the broadcast, and now I'm doing it now. Ailini Pereira, Shazir Ren. I think that's gonna be I don't know who she'll fight, but I think those are gonna be the two fights. I'm just excited to see how they're gonna do this, because one, it's gonna be crazy. Have you ever seen any Ghost Shed content? It's gonna be that times 20, like 24/7, just absolute madness. Even when like Aljo and them are there, like I don't even want to talk about the shit I see. Like I'm not gonna say with who, but it's some crazy shit goes on, and not instead of Ghost Shed, like not saying like Asim fucking facilitates insane things, right? Fighters in that, they all do their own things. They all have their own regiments of what they do. But you got motherfuckers like Fighting Nerds, Paddy Pimblett, Aljo, Marab coming in there and working out in those gyms, and the amount of content that they're going to cook up and create through all of that, having a 24/7 gym. A lot of these guys like to come in late night and work. Paddy was coming in like 9, 10 at night to work. You know what I mean? And that's more probably closer to the time he's used to working back at home. When you think of the time difference, it's probably like early morning shit for him. But this shit might really fucking blow up. Like I was watching, just looking at it, and not even like with it, because putting this shit together is not going to be the hard part, especially for like the event. You got to think about it. It's an open area. We do this shit every month. We already have everything. It's like 8 pits. It's not one pit. It's like 8 pits. They're all over the fucking place. They're just everywhere. So all they're going to do is bring 1 or 2 pits in there. They're going to pit one up. They're going to put all the lighting and everything up. That takes no time. We do this everywhere. Like we set that up every place. So to get that set up is going to be nothing. I think getting the Performance Institute is going to take a little longer to get set up because of all the equipment and whatever they want to do, and like electricals and all of that shit. That's going to go down because that shit's more permanent, right? Something you can't just interchange in and out. But this shit might be crazy, bro. Like absolutely insane. Now I'm thinking about it because I'm moving down here to be around this shit. Like,
are you gonna be
bro.
training again?
Yeah, I'm gonna be at least working out.
You
For
see
sure.
King Paulo in the pit?
Yeah, I'll
Oh,
at least
you
work
said that
out. I'll at least
box?
hit some pads.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I hit some pads with Mango and shit. Do some shit like keep myself fit for sure. I can't be around a bunch of fucking fighters. Like at home, it's okay. I'm just here by myself. It's just me and my family. But if I'm around a bunch of shit ton of fighters every day, like I know if I move out there, I'm gonna be at the gym. Like I'm gonna have to get some type of office set up at the gym because I'm just gonna be there. Like I know I'm not gonna want to be home, and then it'd be better for me because I want to go out in the house and do shit. And this page is gonna be full of fucking content from all over the place, like all over types of people. But dude, I think like within the next 6 months, we're gonna see a massive shift of attention to karate combat and just that gym in general. Like, I want to know any your Mac. I mean, you're somebody who's been around for a little bit. What do you think, bro? Do you think this might be one of the catalysts that we needed to really?
I think it's going to be a big benefit just to have a home base that you can really build a fan base audience, have events more consistently, more quicker, cheaper. And the big thing is it's a huge benefit to the fighters because they all have access to a pit that they can train with now.
Yeah.
The big issue right now is, and Ross kind of brought this up right now, is will the fighters trust it? I don't think they're going to have like spy cameras set up to spy on other fighters' training sessions, but that's going to be a concern that other fighters have if there are goat shed fighters in their division is how private are my training sessions in this goat shed facility going to be? Is this more goat shed or is this more karate combat? And that's something that needs to be better explained.
But then you think it would be the same instance as if you were going to train at the PI? Because you have the guys kind of like the UFC kind of brings up through the PI and like they're kind of facilitate them with the trainers. You got like the Payne Talbots and all of them. Like they're kind of like
I'd say it's more like the PI in Shanghai because there's actual coaches there. There's an actual team there.
Yeah, I mean there's an actual team in the PI in Vegas too.
But there's no coaches. There's no head coach.
Well, it's not a head coach, but I mean
there's no MMA head coach.
Well, he runs the whole facility. Forrest Griffin just runs the whole shit. I don't know if he's particularly a coach or not. I know he's just the day-to-day guy.
Enough.
Yeah.
Close enough. If that's your day-to-day guy, that's close enough, honestly.
Yeah.
And again, on the record, I don't think it's going to be like that. I agree with you, Apollo. I'm just saying these are concerns that fighters are going to have.
Yeah. Of course. I mean, 100% understood. And at the end of the day, I think too, like a lot of these fighters too, especially if you want to be champs, y'all got to start like and wanting to get pits or at least corners. Like a corner shouldn't cost that much. Like if you want to be the champ, you can find somebody to sponsor that corner, right? Put the corner in your gym, start making content around it like Jordan does, and just put the fucking sponsor on the corner. Simple. You know what I mean? Get the shit done. But in my opinion, one, you can still go places, work out, and not give it everything. Like show them everything, right? You know what I mean? And honestly, feel like there's going to be some type of, when it comes to this, it's cameras everywhere. So like, I understand the sentiment that you have, but like I said, it's going to be 24/7. So the same thing could be done to the people that are there. And on the contrary, I think as an opposition, you would have way more tape on them and their weaknesses and shit versus what they would have on you because you would be there momentarily. They're there all the time, 24/7 with footage that's going to be pushed out everywhere. But it's going to be live streamed to Twitch. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. It's going to be 24 for the gym. That's what I'm saying. The entire gym is going to be live streamed 24/7. To Twitch channels and YouTube channels. That's what I'm saying. So it's like it's gonna be they come there and it's kind of like maybe like feel like their home base, but you can sit back and just watch the Twitch and see what's going on there from home. You don't even have to be there and see everything with them. So
wait, so that means Mac has a really good point. So you're saying a guy's gonna fight for a title, but all of his training sessions are gonna be live streamed? I also see a big problem with that then in that case.
I think you would be smart enough to do private sessions elsewhere. Like even the guys at Go Shed, like Richie, he doesn't solely train at Go Shed. He goes down to Boxer. He works out there. I was literally parking up at Boxer to go somewhere else, and he was going in Boxer gym to do other workouts and stuff. So it's gonna be guys that are gonna do stuff other places. But yeah, if they're there working out with Mango or the striking coach, then you might be able to see it live on stream. You know what I mean? But I mean, any smart guy is gonna pull away and do shit elsewhere, right? Like you're gonna
could
have.
You imagine the big gyms though having to pay someone to watch 24 hours of the training going through 24 hours of
just
the training.
Watch and take down notes.
I'm pretty sure they'll pick up on the times like when they would be there.
Yeah, no, but still, you're still having to shift through 24 hours of content to find that specific training block, and then watching a 6-hour session play out.
Right, that's a job for Fiverr. I can see it.
But yeah, I honestly, even without that aspect, I think the greatest argument against this is, as you said, it's not just there are people from outside the goat shed that go to the goat shed to train. There are people that Aljo. There are bantamweights at goat shed that might fight Aljo one day, but Aljo will still go down there and train.
Well, I'll just moved up. I'll just not
Yeah,
been.
he's a feather.
Featherweight. I
Right
mean,
now.
sorry, but
Marab is there. Marab was there, and our champ was rolling with Marab.
Mm-hmm.
I seen it with my own eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I seen Marab. I seen Dennis. I can't remember his name. Dennis.
Don't start hyping at MMA transition. I want Arturo as our champ staying up.
Listen, bro. That man is good at everything. I'm gonna tell you that. He held his own with Marab, and Marab's a strong motherfucker, bro. He held his own. So I mean, it is what it is. Like if he's good enough to get to the top, he's good enough to get to the top. He got to do what he got to do, baby. I ain't mad at him. But I'm just saying. I seen him roll.
I don't want to lose our best fighters to MMA.
I mean, they're in MMA already.
Yeah, Arturo has a pretty decent MMA career.
Arturo comes from MMA, bro. Arturo's Combate Global. He came from MMA.
So
if you went back,
I guess that's a good discussion though to have is
on another day, not today.
Do you want to see Karate Combat like as a stepping stone to MMA careers?
I would love to see Karate Combat be a revolving door either way. You could come down and end your career out showing that you're one of the best strikers on planet Earth, or you could show you one of the best strikers on planet Earth, work your way through it and get to the top and then go to other places. I feel like it has room to be both. 100% has room to be both.
Personally, I just would love Karate Combat to be like, this is you dedicate yourself to this sport. You can transition to other sports if you want, but there are fighters that will start their career in the sport and end their career in the sport. And I'd love to see Arturo retire on top with the belt.
Hey, but if he got UFC ambitions and for a belt there,
no, that's up to Arturo, because Arturo originally, when he set out in his combat sports career, he wanted to be the best striker in the world. And you can only do that in Karate Combat. So it depends on.
I mean, he's already done that in Karate Combat. But like I said, another day. We're not gonna go too deep into Arturo going into UFC or anything like that. He's got a fight coming up in July, so we got to worry about his first real title defense and to see who is going to be an actually opponent that doesn't actually pull the fuck out and decides they want to fight. So, Insanity, Go Shed. We're going to see what's going to come of this. Bonk Stadium, shout out Bonk and Go Shed for doing this. I'm excited to see what fighters. I think with a bigger facility is going to be more room for bigger fighters, more room for content. Like I said, just bringing more eyes to, Awesome, which is our president. You know what I mean? So the more eyes that go to Dana, the more eyes go to the UFC. Same thing with us. More eyes go to President Awesome, more eyes go to Karate Combat. He walks around with a Karate Combat necklace on his fucking neck every day. So, he's our biggest and beautifulest billboard that we have, and one of the best representations we could ask for. So can't wait to see how this going. That was a good Mac, a good point though, and we'll see how that goes from there. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens from there, and how that's actually structured out. But speaking of Karate Combat, let's talk about KC54. We got KC54 coming up. Today, I want to talk about the prelims really quick before we get into the betting segment with MMA pickers. And there's quite a few fights on this. Names I cannot say that I am currently working on right now. I kind of figured out one of them. But these are some tough Russian, and I got a few Middle Eastern Arabic names that I got to work on. But I want to go around the circle really quick. And I want two things, if you can give them to me. One, who, like singular person, are you excited to see fight? And two, the matchup that you think is slept on, if you have them. And anyone can start off with this one. I can kind of go through the names too real quick for the people at home. I'm going to butcher a lot of these, but first off, we got Ali Aliyev coming from Russia, Muhammad Asli from Lebanon, and then we have Safalak Hambakharov from Russia, and Hossein Moulamadi from Iran, Sahad Satari from Iran, and then Mo Abdurrahman from the UK, which I'm pretty sure that's not a UK last name at all. Sergey
Probably not.
Vesklin from Russia versus Bruno Chavez from Brazil. And Abdullah Shandio is coming back. We do not have an opponent for him yet, I don't think. I think it says TBD here. I need to look that again. I think they do have an opponent for him now, though. And then we got Lila Shan versus Ashiroka.
Yeah, it's a Jordanian fighter, I believe.
Yeah, right. I'm pretty sure I had one up there. And then
Ali Al-Kasi, I have.
Okay, Ali Apasi. And then the last fight we have is Brandon Jensen from the USA versus David Termizi. And Brandon is the only one representing the USA in Dubai on the prelims. So shout out him. He's a Soul Ranger. It's a lot of UK and Middle Eastern and
British.
Russian fighters. Yeah, Russian fighters on this on these prelims. Now I'm gonna tell you one thing. I'm always excited to see women's fight. So women's strawweight bout is my
Take my thunder.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You can still have it. We got listen, great minds think alike. I'm not gonna go too deep into it. So I'm gonna let you get yours.
And I mean, it's a banger, so I don't blame you.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Lila Shan. Yeah, Lila Shan is one of my favorites. I've been waiting to see Ashiroka really get a formidable opponent and see what she could do in this division. So I'm super excited to see that, and I'm gonna let you go deeper into that. And then a person that I'm looking forward to seeing, I hope I'll stay on this one, is one whose name I could barely say, but I figured out how to say his first name. Is Safalahak, some shit like that. I don't fucking know. I'll figure it out before the thing. But dude, I was watching some of his fight.
Have you gotten the link to the name pronunciations yet?
No, not at all.
I'll get that to you, brother.
There's a link to that?
No, not well, yeah, but dude, they're like fight ops. To the fight ops stuff.
It is for us.
Yeah. All right. So, well, that's who I want. That's what I'm saying is my person I'm excited to see a look at. I was watching a few of his fight. He did bare knuckle. He's done some MMA stuff. Crazy knockout power. This dude is like a hook from hell. He's got a crazy hook. He dropped this one guy in MMA and then dropped the other one in bare knuckle with the same exact hook. He's a brawler too. He sits in there and bangs, and I'm excited to see it. So Safalak Kambakhadov is his name. He's from Russia.
That was good.
And he's fighting Hussein Molimadi from Iran. So it's gonna be crazy. And I'm pretty sure he's dropping down. I think he normally fights at middleweight. And he's dropping down to fight this guy. So I don't know if this is a stay or if it's like a catchweight. A lot of times when we have these foreign shows, there's a lot of catchweight fights because it's a lot of them aren't permanent fighters that are fighting for contracts to see if they want to actually fight in karate combat. But I'm super excited to see that one and the women's fight. Now, anybody can take it away from here.
Have you touched on the opening one yet? Dawood Timurzi versus Brandon Jensen?
No, sir. And if you would like
that's a super interesting one because both of them don't really have any mixed martial arts experience whatsoever, but they both have pro boxing records. And personally, all the karate combat events I've had a pleasure to attend, the boxers have put on really phenomenal fights. First boxer I ever saw in karate combat was Lorenzo Trevino.
How about Trevino?
That guy is a showstopper for real. The two times I've seen him perform.
We got to see
Art of the Scrap too. Yeah, that's right. He's about to fight in Art of the Scrap. He already has 3 wins in Art of the Scrap. That's where he fought before he came to karate combat. But I think a lot of his aspirations are MMA revolving, so that makes sense for him. We've watched a couple of BKFC guys do really, really well. Who was the guy who knocked out Noah Cutter in Miami? Forgot his name, but he was absolutely phenomenal. He was a 6-0 in BKFC. He had a title in bare knuckle boxing, and then he came in and he finished the fight in under a minute. So I like watching the boxers in the pit. I think the pit and the rules of karate combat stops a lot of the stalling that we see in traditional boxing. And I think just like it makes for more exciting grappling and more exciting, versatile striking, I think it also makes for more exciting boxing. And I'm really pumped for that fight. I think that fight's going to be a slugfest.
And who are you looking forward to Like
On the
just
main?
singular person. Nah, prelims. We'll get to the main.
I watched some tape on Jensen specifically. I do
Yeah.
think he's the better of the two. He seems to have like some real power in his hands. I love watching a good knockout. You know, I'm a big Robellis guy, so I'm gonna say I'm real excited to see Brandon Jensen, and then obviously, like you guys said, Asha Roka. I mean, I did not have a female 125 competitor from India being like a knockout specialist on my bingo card. So I'm very, very intrigued to see Asha Roka fight. I haven't had the privilege yet.
Yeah. Mal.
Just to comment on that, I came across a video. She is throwing hands in the video. Asha Roka is what?
Oh, Asha. Oh, yeah. She came from one championship. She fought. I want to say she fought. Is she the one who fought Stan Fairtex?
It's the video I see.
Fairtex.
It's the body shot for me that just is a thing of nightmares. She staggers her opponent, she settles in, and then she throws a left body shot that just what every coach would be proud of, and every sparring opponent would be like, man, I'm glad that was me, you know, because
she's a boxer.
She did fight Stan, by the way. Just looked it up.
Yeah, she fought Stan. She lost to Stan Fairtex. She lost to Gina Inia and whatever Annoying and Elise Anderson, which are all top contenders in that division right there.
Mm-hmm.
So like she's no slouch. And to your body thing, like I was saying, she's a boxer. So we all know
she
right?
beat her by sub.
Exactly.
Stamp beat her by sub. I'm shocked by that.
She was banging with her, and go watch the fight. She was banging with her. Asha has hands. Asha was giving her some. Asha was giving her some work, and I think I want to say. Yeah, I want to say. Yeah. I want to say she dropped Stamp, or like her and Stamp got into like a scramble to the ground, and that's how Stamp got it off. But she was getting the best of her for a little bit in there, like. So she's no slouch. That's why I was excited when she came over the first time. I forgot which card it was. What was it? The Singapore card she's supposed to fight on, Mac? Was it the first time? Yeah. I was super excited because I went back and watched her stuff and I was like, yo, she's no slouch. Like, and she was about to fight a girl that fought Stan Fairtex as well, lost to Stamp. Like, so these were like all of the girls that kind of coming up around that time where Stamp was kind of making her run up to the top. So I'm super excited to see that one with the boxing. Her boxing background too, because like Mal said, right, that body work is different, and boxers are the best at working somebody's body. That's why I love somebody who has a boxing base when it comes to striking. Oh, Max Holloway is another one who's notorious for working bodies and working from up, you know, boom, boom, and then work your way up. It opens up shots.
Yeah.
Mal, did you? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. If you
no, that it's the more I look at this, the more I'm like, wow, that's going to be fireworks, you know.
Yeah.
So I am definitely looking forward to that. And exactly right. Also, don't forget that you change a few things with if you're going with 8-ounce gloves, 10-ounce gloves, and everything in boxing, and all of a sudden they say, here, put on these two little oven mitts, and you can hit somebody the same way. It changes things a little bit, you know.
100%. That's why I said with that dude who was fighting bare knuckle, I was like, oh, he's gonna fit right in karate combat because them gloves thin as shit.
Just protect your knuckles. That's all we want.
You damn near fighting bare knuckle in KC, bro. Them things are thin. A lot of people have knuckle injuries after these fights, bro, for sure. So that's gonna be exciting. And Leela Shawn's no joke. Let's not. You know, I know we're very high on Asha Roka, and you guys hear us. I definitely don't want you guys to think that Leela Shawn is a slouch. The reason we want to see this fight is because they're both great at striking. They're both absolutely
Leela Shawn
insane.
is a very high level striker.
Yeah. I want to say like
and she's got hands too.
I want to say this might be the most strikes thrown in a women's fight. If it goes the full amount of rounds, this might have the karate combat record of most strikes thrown, unless they tire out really quickly, which I don't see happening because Dubai's not really high elevation. It's actually it's a fishing village. It used to be, at least. So it's really
Shawn. She really needs to be working like leg kicks and side kicks.
Yeah, and that's our key to victory, to be honest. To break down Asha's mobility and then to work her into one of the pit corners and just kind of ground and pound and just kind of wear her down. That would be because Asha's movement is crazy. Like I'm trying. That's the boxing. Like that boxing base, it gives you the body shots, the footwork and movement, the understanding of cutting off the ring. Those are like major fundamentals that we learn in boxing. You know what I mean? And like MMA, you spread out a lot of different shit. So it's kind of hard. But in boxing, you focus on those things. Like you focus on cutting off the ring. You focus on like working the body into the head. You focus on all of these certain things that make you absolutely insane in the octagon. If later in life you add on just these other things. So
which Joshua has.
Exactly. And so we're gonna see, bro. I'm super excited about that. I'm always very high on women's fights. And we need some more women's fights so we can get some women's title fights.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what I want to see. I want to see some women's title fights.
Stephanie Oliveira is hungry.
Well, she need to fight. She just need to fight somebody then, man. She gonna have to take a page out of Arturo book and just start picking up people off the street, man. Giving somebody this Rocky moments, man. Because we ain't got time to keep hearing her talk about she waiting to fight formidable opponents, man. You just gotta fight somebody at this point. I'm tired of waiting. Her and Rafael Gaev. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. Yeah, make her fight Robellis.
I don't know about that. Jeez.
I'm just playing. I love 70, but I do want to see her fight. I'm not.
That would be criminal, literally.
Her and a guy that they need to fucking fight. I'm sorry. I'm tired. I've been in the company. I've been in the company a year and a half now, bro. I haven't seen neither one of them fight. I think 70 fought my first. She fought KC43, right?
She fought in the Dominican Republic. I remember that.
Dominican Republic. That's the last one. Yeah, I hasn't even fought since I've been around at all. At all,
for no reason out of her for no reason in her control.
Yeah, hey, listen, I don't give a fuck why people not fighting no more. I've given up on saying why people ain't fighting because I've said shit and I got cursed the fuck out. I don't want to talk about
your lesson.
I learned my lesson. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck why you ain't fight. You ain't fight. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care.
This is why you gotta bring me to UFC Sparks King. I would have had your back.
Yeah, I know, bro. I was just overwhelmed. Like, why are you doing this to me here? Why here? Damn, like we're friends on Instagram. Yeah. I'd rather you had just sent me a mean voicemail or some shit message, whatever. Not here.
I won't cuss you out in public.
Yes, man. The press conference. I'll tell you. I don't want to. I love him. And that's the thing is, I love him and I have so much respect for him and all his fighters that I would never expose that. But yeah, I got cursed out. And honestly, I want to say the information I got was from you, Matt Tyson.
What did I do?
I want to say it was from you. I couldn't remember. He was like, "Who told you?" And I'm like, "I don't fucking remember." I honestly
after this episode, since you don't want to get into it, we gotta talk because I have no idea what the fuck you're talking.
But all I know is they asked me like, "Who told you this?"
I know. I've been teasing you about it for an hour and a half. I'm sorry. It's me.
It's all good, bro. It's all good.
It's all love. It's all love.
But no, it's fucking hilarious, actually. I wish I could talk about it. Maybe we'll have him on the show one day and we'll have the whole conversation. We'll
just let him go.
I'm gonna sit here and just be quiet.
You need to book about 90 minutes just for that because
I need to book about 90.
I feel like I should be there. I feel like I should.
Maybe we should.
Do you know what's going on? I have no idea.
We have a good rapport, you know?
Yeah, you be the moderator. We'll sit down. You be the moderator. We'll sit down in Miami and we'll do it.
Yeah, right? I was kissing this guy's asses the whole time. He loves me.
Fucking weak. All right. So, Mac, did you give us yours for the karate combat? Was your fight the fight you wanted to see and the person you're most excited to see in the prelims? Mac.
I thought you said Mal. My bad.
Nah, Mac.
For prelims, I'd say Abdullah Chandiao. He's a real big prospect. He's right now. People are wondering if he's going to be the next Shazaib. I'm wondering if he's going to be the first Abdullah Chandiao. It's going to be interesting to see how he does in his career.
I like that, Mac. I like that a lot. I like Chandiao too. I think we talked about him. He fought on the Thailand card, right? Me and you were talking about him on that one. He was one of the ones that kind of got, I wouldn't say pushed under the rug, just kind of overshadowed by all of the.
There were so many knockouts that his couldn't stand out, but it was still an impressive debut.
Yeah, I mean, in general, just so the people that were on the card, right? Because you had those massive Muay Thai guys on there. I think he kind of like slipped under the radar. We didn't get to see him. I think this is one where he'll be able to shine a lot more than he did on that Thailand card. So that is a good pick too. Would you say your fight was?
For the fight, it's going to be Ali Aliyev versus Muhammad Asli.
Ooh.
The first official light heavyweight karate combat fight in history.
That is facts. That is
Muhammad
facts.
Asli related to Osama Asli by any chance?
Who? No.
Is Muhammad Asli related to Osama Asli by any chance?
Nah, it's different Aslis. It's one is OSSEILI, and I think the other one is OSILI.
And it's a great fight too because Sam is hungry to fight people in his own division. He's going up trying to get the next belt, but he's still now the light heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah, 100%. And Asli is from Lebanon. The other
Which is another thing that nobody's talking about on this card is the fact that Sam Alvey is not only fighting Tyrone Spong, he's fighting Tyrone Spong to also become the first double champ in karate combat history.
Yeah. I think we talked about that last week. Or one of the weeks. When was it? Was that last week? Were you not here last week, Mac?
I was not here last week.
I think it was last week. I don't know. One of these weeks we were just talking about it.
So everyone is not talking about it except for the Warriors voice, which always gets the message, which is why you got to tune in every single fucking week of this show.
There's the promo. There's the promo.
There you go. We the only, I'm not gonna lie, we are literally your only source of Karate Combat Weekly news and topics. I don't know another one. I host it's 2 Karate Combat Weekly shows that happen. I'm on both of them, motherfucker.
Whoa, where's the second one? You cheating on us?
It's the space. It's the Karate Combat Space on Thursdays.
Okay.
Add some more crypto and add some more of the crypto side of things. And like what we talk, I do give updates on Karate Combat and Up Only Gaming every Thursday on that as well. So the only 2 weekly news sources I know for a fact with Karate Combat is this and this. But other people are picking up on it, like Segura from MMA Junkies. He interviewed Awesome and he's been around. I see him at the UFC. He said he's gonna be coming out to the Miami ones a lot more. I met some guys. Shout out Delinquent MMA. I met some guys, Delinquent MMA, media guys coming up. I met them at UFC 314. Super dope dudes. They plan on coming out to Karate Combat too. They're covering a lot of stuff, so it's gonna pick up, man. We're gonna get there.
I'm surprised Fight Bananas hasn't been there yet. I've seen a couple of Fight Banana guys doing a bunch of Karate Combat stuff.
Fight Bananas has been to a show.
I think
they've been to a Florida show, to one of the Florida shows.
I think my next mission is to kind of round up some of these media guys and getting them out there too, because I think a lot of them just haven't seen it yet. Like a lot of them just haven't been there yet. And I think once they do, like all of us, their whole perspective is gonna change. Fire. Yeah, exactly.
Can't wait to
but well, speaking of catch fire, my pockets caught fire last week. But I think this week my boy Pickers is gonna bring us back.
The Schmo's wife, Helen, is going to be at the Dubai event here.
Oh, Helen Yee. Wow.
Okay. Helen Yee, that's fire. That'd be dope.
Helen Yee.
That's one of my favorite. That's actually my favorite next to Minty Betts. I like Minty Betts too because I was watching her before she was on UFC. I follow her Instagram. Her and her sister do MMA content. But
Helen Yee has a sister that does MMA content?
No. Minty Betts. Minty Betts and her sister. Yeah, Minty Betts, the one from UFC. She does the betting segment where they kind of cut to her but talk about DraftKings. But yes, Helen Yee is my favorite. I'm sorry, not a Nina Drama fan. Sorry, guys. You don't know shit about
I don't hate Nina Drama.
I don't hate her either. She just don't know shit about fighting. She's learning. She's learning.
That's not what she's there.
Honestly, you need those people too, because they ask the questions that the hardcore fans don't ask.
You're right. You're right about that.
Man, I'd rather not see you twerking every video.
That I agree with.
I'd rather not see you twerking in front of your boyfriend, in front of other grown men.
Let it out, man.
That's what I don't give a fuck.
This is a safe space.
Her husband is the cameraman. I just want to let you guys know. So as she's twerking in front of 6'5" Alex Pereira, her husband's holding the camera.
Okay? What is he gonna jump in?
I don't know.
No, I don't think it's that kind of arrangement.
Not that kind of arrangement. She does what she wants.
Yeah.
She does what she wants. And Nina does what Nina does. But shout out Helen Yee. That's my homie. I love her. Her and she does the same thing Nina does, but she actually knows shit. She's funny. She shows up with Sean Strickland fucking scuba gear to do fucking interviews. to me, that's better than some skimpy ass, never mind. I'm not gonna go too deep into this. Shout out Helen Yee. Pickers, you got some bets for us before I fucking crash and burn this whole damn show?
Crash out coming.
Not too many this week because there's no UFC till next week, but I got a couple picks I like. First off, granted, this is a really tough line to bet on because this guy's such a savage that the line's in his favor. Shout out to Richie Savage, who we had on the show recently to do an interview. He's fighting to defend his LFA title tonight. Dude is a freaking minus 1,200, and he absolutely deserves it. I'm going to put $20 on it out of solidarity to make my 22, whatever it is. Not much of a line there. Richie, you got to make these fights a little closer so we can make some money off of you. But everyone should tune into that. I'll certainly be watching.
No, the rest of the competition just needs to catch the fuck up to Richie.
Or we need to get him better competition.
Yeah. I hope UFC is listening to this.
These guys have no chance against him. I think he's going to run through this guy just like he's ran through the last 6 guys he fought. But I want to touch on a couple of bets I like for the PFL. First off, again, this is a biased pick. This guy actually trains out of my gym, but this guy's a dog. He's a beast. I was at his CFFC title fight. He's really good everywhere. Just to give you an idea of how good he is everywhere, he fought a guy from the stand countries and hit a rear naked choke on him. So, I mean, his grappling's A1, his striking's A1, his cardio's A1. That's going to be Rob Watley, who's fighting Antonio Caruso, and they're the alternate lightweights in the PFL tournament. So I have Rob Watley at minus 350. I'll probably put like $100 on it, straight money line bet, because I'm confident and biased, which is a dangerous combination. But using him as a parlay piece is definitely advised for everybody else. I like the Primus Senki fight to go over 1.5. Primus has had a mixed bag over his last couple fights. He really likes wrestling. He really likes back control. Yes, he has a lot of punching power, but he's a little chinny, so he tends to fight a little more conservative. I could see him just maintaining control for a round or two. Granted, he does have a good sub game, so if he gets to a submission very quickly, that could tank us. But I do like that fight over 1.5, especially at underdog money. I like a long shot on Mike Shipman against Josh Silvera. Silvera's very good, but I always have questions about his conditioning. I think if he doesn't find his wrestling, his striking's not really there. And Shipman's been on a nice win streak, so a plus 240, definitely worth a little sprinkle. Clay Collard at minus 200 against Alfie Davis, also an excellent value. Clay Collard was a guy who went all the way in the tournament last year, almost won the whole thing. Gave, what's his name, Austin Mercier, the George St. Pierre's protege, a really, really good run for his money. So don't sleep on that guy at minus 200. I like Sadibu Sai at underdog money. I still remember a couple of the guys at Extreme Couture, notably Sean Strickland, I believe, said this as well, that Sadibu Sai was the best striker they had ever sparred with. He is going to be fighting Dalton Ross, though. One thing that I will say about Sai is his grappling in the past has not been very good. His takedown defense, sometimes it shows up, sometimes it doesn't. But at plus money, I'll take a shot on Sai. And Mark Diakis at plus 600 is very attractive. He's been absolutely dominant in the PFL. He's fighting Rabadanov, which is going to be a really tough fight for him. Don't go heavy on that one, but at plus 600 on the guy who was like pretty damn good in the UFC and is either unbeaten or maybe has one loss outside of the UFC, I'm going to rock with Mark Diakis at plus 600. That guy's a dog. He doesn't, outside of the UFC, there's no line that should be putting Diakis at plus 600. It's ridiculous. And for the last fight, I'm going to go with my man Impa Kasenganai. I think outside of, I guess Johnny Eblin's at 85. Yeah, really outside of the UFC, I don't know how many light heavyweights are going to be able to take this guy out. Impa's huge. He's a beast. He's clearly not going to fight the guy from Bellator, the undefeated Russian guy, so I think he's going to keep running through these PFL Tour guys. Fabian Edwards is very good too, strong striker. But I think Impa is going to be bigger, stronger, more well-conditioned, more durable, and more well-rounded. We've seen him mix up the grappling. We've seen him mix up the grappling in his last PFL title fight, and he did great. And I think he actually finished with a mounted ground and pound. So at minus 155, I think that's an awesome line. And let's rock with Impa. And I'm not really going to touch the LFA card because I didn't get a chance to do too much research on it. But if you want to root for our boy Richie and you want some free money, throw a bet on him. I know the line's stupid, but he's not losing that fight.
Nah, I don't see Richie losing that shit. Shout out my boy Richie Lewis. My boy Avery also is making his pro debut, I want to say today or tomorrow. So shout out my boy Avery. I can say his
Is that
last
the guy?
name.
Is that the German guy, the wrestler?
Yeah, it's my.
He's on LSA or CFFC.
CFFC, I think it is.
CFFC.
Yeah.
I watched his fight. Shout out to that guy, whatever his name was. His wrestling is A1. Holy crap.
Hell yeah. All right, but look, before we get out of here, man, I can't not do this, man. Hey, listen, bro. I'm sorry, man. We couldn't have made you look more. We couldn't have made you look more feminine than this motherfucker. Yeah.
That's what he looks like with no touch-ups.
Yo, my man. You talk about karate combat made you look feminine. Look at you.
Gene Silva made him look feminine.
Out.
Yo, Bryce, you sleeping on the job? Man, sleeping on the job.
That's what happens, bro.
If you notice throughout the entire fight, Silva was smiling. He was wilding. He was enjoying himself.
Wilding on him, bro.
Anyone see him point to Rufy and then hit the spinning?
Bro,
that was so cool.
I think I have the video of it on my phone. Yeah,
and then watch this.
Bro, it almost landed it. He
landed it.
He hit his hand.
Yeah, close enough.
He almost landed that bitch. But yeah, man, Bryce Mitchell, sorry, man. Listen, you was fighting demons, but this is one you could not exercise. This man took you in. The crazy thing is I took Gene Silva for everything except for a fucking submission. Except for a submission. And the crazy thing was, I was literally looking at it and I said, no way in fuck he does a submission. I literally looked at it. I said, no way in
He's
fuck.
got 5 knockouts in the UFC and Bryce
5 knockouts.
Yeah.
And this man is a wrestler. There's no way he gets a submission. I'm like, no fucking way. I skip over it. Blasphemous.
Everyone's like, oh, you look at Charles Jourdain. Charles Jourdain took him down. Bryce Mitchell's going to dominate him on the ground.
Yeah, well, we'll see who's on the ground, all right? Yo, listen, I'm sorry, bro.
I love this.
We should have never talked shit about karate combat, bro. Like, I understand that, like, you was upset about the picture or whatever, and that they edited your shit. You didn't like it, but at the end of the day, bro, nobody did it to purposely make you look feminine, dog. But this shit right here,
no, he can redeem himself. Come back and let Eli Barzai choke you out, and you'll be all good. Bro.
Over. Bryce Mitchell is quiet for him, man. Dana knew what to do. You heard what Dana said. Once he said that shit, he said, "Sorry, don't worry about it. We'll take care of it." And now look, this was the next time. I've seen Bryce Mitchell twice in person, and they both ended the same exact way. Him again looking just like that.
I think it's you. I think you can put a little.
Hey, well, you know who to bet on when I go? Not him. Not his ass, man.
Because you might be approaching the business model.
Gene Silva, to be fair, Mal.
Nah, Gene Silva's fucking insane.
Oh, no doubt.
That's the only one I'm mad I missed. I missed Gene Silva and Rufy at Go Shed. I caught Kaya, I caught Aljo, I caught Marab, I caught Paddy. That's the only one I didn't catch, bro. And that was
a fun guy to grab a beer with.
King, if you got a chance before the new Bonk Stadium Goat Shed opens up, you should stay a night at the old Goat Shed gym.
Yo,
and then have a comparison video.
I almost did that while I was out there. One night I was like, I don't know if I want to get a hotel tonight. I wonder if I
think I just made a decision. I think I got to oust Sean Strickland as my favorite fighter.
Just sleep under the cage with Freddie.
Sleep under the cage with Freddie? I don't even know if anybody actually sleeps at the gym right now.
I thought only John Jones sleeps under the cage.
Oh, man. That's a throwback. Wow. That's a throwback.
There you go. And I guess that's how we go.
A picogram. Just a picogram.
I guess that's how we gonna end the show right there, baby. Hey, listen, man, this was another episode of the Warriors Voice, episode 29. It's 149. We're gonna get the hell up out of here. Next week will be episode 30. That's 30 in this 30.
You said 29 at the beginning of the show.
30. Today was 29. Yeah, next week will be 30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 30 next week. And shout out. Hopefully next week my team will be 3-0 on the motherfucking Celtics. Y'all already know it. Y'all thought y'all was gonna get through this whole shit without me saying nothing. In the fucking playoffs. Hey, my little brother. Hey, Alan. Fuck you and the Celtics. Fuck the Patriots,
Ooh.
fuck the Bruins, fuck the Red Sox,
Ooh.
fuck everything, fuck Boston baked beans, fuck
Ooh.
the Boston Tea Party,
Ooh.
fuck all that shit. It's
All right. The Boston Tea Party was pretty important, but the rest
Yeah,
of
I
All
get
right.
that.
Well, fuck the people who were the reason we had to do the Boston Tea Party. Word.
Okay.
There we go.
Fuck the British.
Yeah, W Americans.
The British
Hey,
have got
King,
some trays now.
I'm a Laker fan. I'm with you. I hope you guys sweep those assholes.
Yeah, and also if we gotta see y'all, fuck y'all too. I hate the Lakers more than the Celtics. Oh
You
my
better
God.
after what we did to you last time we met in the
Hey,
finals.
look, you know what? I'm out of here. Now you know what? See, now I got
Thanks to
PTSD.
Shaq, by the way. I'm glad we
Hey, you
could
know
actually.
what? Let me get him out of here.
Did I ever tell you my favorite?
Biggers, I
basketball
can't
team?
hear you. Biggers, what happened? Biggers, you're breaking down.
I want to hear the truth. I get it. It's easier to blank me out than hear the truth.
Hey, listen, y'all ain't got Kobe no more. Y'all got an old ass balding bitch. Listen,
Oh.
I'm out.
Oh.
What are
This
you
is
talking
what-
about? We got Luka Doncic.
Oh yeah, y'all do got him. God
Yeah,
damn it.
yeah.
Women,
Fight back,
women,
man. Fight
women
back.
in their tantrums, just giving away toys for
All right,
free.
who does Orlando have right now?
Oh, Paulo Bencarol, Franz Wagner, Moritz Wagner. You know, not just world champions.
So
You know,
not Luka Doncic.
just
Oh, okay. Just making
I
sure.
think I honestly I like Paulo better than Luka. I'm just saying.
I'm sure you do, Orlando Magic fan. The rest of the NBA is based in reality, but
Where's the Lakers at?
Ooh, it
listen,
got
we just got
spicy.
Luka. We just got Luka.
Mal, who's your
Oh,
favorite basketball
We had
team?
Paulo for a
I
minute.
have no dog in the NBA. I got no
Oh,
dog
good.
in the NBA.
I was hoping you weren't gonna say the Wizards. Oh my God.
That's what I said. You know what?
The
Next
Wizards-
week, I will wear my Wizards shirt next week.
The
That's
two
props.
teams closest to me are the two teams closest to closing down. Actually, Charlotte has just been discontinued. They're done after the season. Yeah, Charlotte's done.
Ooh.
No more Hornets.
Oh, didn't they like bounce out before? Didn't something like
New Orleans. They went to New
That's right,
Orleans.
yeah, I was-
and
okay, I
came
thought
back
about-
from New Orleans. New Orleans opened the Pelicans.
So where's
But-
MJ gonna shop the team at?
You know MJ don't give a fuck about that shit.
I mean,
He
it's a
give
lot
up-
of black
He
tops
gave
around
up
here.
on his sons. He don't give a damn about no damn team. That motherfucker's like, y'all suck, man. I'm done with y'all. Y'all not playing on my team. That's why I respect Jordan. Jordan owned the whole fucking team and they put his kids on it, man. I'm just saying, LeBron. Yo, you know what? Hey, this episode, episode 29 of Warriors Voice. That's my man Mac Tyson, MMA figures Mallory Woods.
Oh
This is
my
a crazy
gosh.
ass episode, bro. We love y'all. Appreciate
Michael
y'all.
Jordan's
29
the GOAT.
episodes, man. Yes, we got plenty more to go. Episode 30 next week, man. I have
Oh
something
my
special
gosh.
for y'all. We appreciate y'all for real, man.